as the Mark Crooks saga that he, for whatever reason, decided to reinitiate has come to a close. Oh man, I have one of the more hilarious things that I possibly have ever seen. If you guys didn't watch the previous video, you should. Long story short, the guy that blocked me for whatever reason unblocked me now. Comic Pro, works for Marvel, does work for DC. For whatever reason, thought to start talking down on myself again upon the launch of our fan art contest. This is a fan art contest, which is actually our second one. The stakes are raised even more. The rewards are much better. First through fourth place gets, of course, all of the merchandise, much like last year's fan art contest, as well as all the books, everything that we had to offer for ISOM 2. But this time, each one gets a cash reward, and the first place finisher will get $1,000 reward on top of at least $1,000 commission. That will be for a pinup or a cover or sequential art interiors worth up to $23,000. And of course, he had all these issues. I guess I'll just recap briefly on what happened. He had all these issues to say. He initially started by saying no artist should ever do this. If a studio's asking for free artwork, which is a weird way to suggest that it is, says it's a shitty thing to do. He, of course, tried to position it as if we're just getting free work. He used a bad plumber analogy or something of that nature as well. He's and only way that would have a point, or he would have a point, is if we were repurposing and reselling the material. That's not what it is that we do with the fan art contest. You can do whatever it is that you want to with it. We are not going to be putting it in any books, no posters or anything, repurposing in that. That's not what it's for. We only talk about it in the context of the fan art contest. Artists that actually work for us, that's going to be an actual commission, and we make sure you guys get paid very well. He went on to say, like, it's fine, blah, blah, blah. He calls it spec work, analyzing what it is. He then pulls this card about corporations, and he says, this is why corporations don't respect us. And then it was brought to my attention. Stephen A. Davis, who was a follower of mine, he brought it to my attention, says, 17 years ago, I entered and won an art contest put on by Mark Brooks to color some of his line art. And he never received the prizes. And so I did a little digging. My team did a little digging. And it turns out that it was true. I put it on Twitter to make sure that he confirmed, and he did exactly that. So what happened here, and this is right here what you need to look at, he hosted this art contest. And on top of that, what he did, what he offers is just a goodie box with a bunch of his stuff. And he says he'll add the winning piece to his own gallery. No cash, no commission, nothing. He's not a business owner. He's just a guy that does commission work himself. So he was projecting. How embarrassing. Now keep in mind, last year, the company that he does all this work for had a fan art contest. He said nothing about it publicly, had no issues with it. It was only until I did it. And he should have kept his damn mouth closed, because then we discovered not only did he host a contest, it doesn't look like he even honored the damn rewards. So you were projecting. You're the one screwing over artists, Mark Crooks. It's you. It was you the entire time. You know what? Steven Sanchez, who won the fan art contest last year, he's already got his commission. He already got paid for it. Nobody has griped about being ripped. He tried to do this concern troll thing, like, oh, you're ripping off artists. And he has said, and he's going to pull that card that's to be expected, where he's like, well, I found out later that it was unethical. No. You don't get to do that. You're a fucking fraud. He was projecting the entire time. You are the one that's doing the unethical behavior. And you did the unethical behavior. You didn't even own up. You couldn't even own up to your rewards. That's the part that's really Unethical that you had these people, you promised them a reward, and then you didn't even own up to that. And by the way, I'm gonna throw some stakes in here. Why not? Stephen A. Davis, hit us up. I asked him, I actually messaged him. I replied to this. Are you still coloring these days? I'd like to do something for you. I'm gonna make sure you get taken care of out of this whole thing because you brought this to my attention. He would have never owned up to it. He probably forgot that was on the internet. He would have never, just so happened that a guy that followed me brought this up. He didn't say that, I used to do that, man, and I don't believe. He didn't say that until he got caught. He never had a problem with fan art. He never had a problem with art contests. That was not the issue. He had a problem with me. And as concerned trollers often do, he fights for something. Looks for anything as he unblocks me. Looks for anything to try to disrespect, devalue the company, basically calling me a fraud, saying that I'm doing unethical behavior. Said the business practices were shitty is what he said about me. And these are things that really he's done for himself. And we know that it happened. All you had to do is keep your mouth shut. Nobody probably even knows this is a thing until you started talking. Boy, what they say, they say, man, when you start claiming your enemy is doing one thing, man, and you just do a little digging, and here we go. What an absolute fraud. And this is the end. My work is done. Ain't nothing. Don't be bringing this guy up anymore. I'm going to make a little money off this video. We're going to monetize him, and I'm done. The work here is done. The idiot exposed himself. What an absolute dipshit.